Today we're going to talk about the index finger, this one. One thing which I realized really late in my guitar playing life is the importance of the index finger of the left hand. And I discovered something when I started to play more legato. And for those of you beautiful ladies who are not familiar with that technique, it's basically, it means you're playing something with the left hand and you don't pick the notes with the right hand. So for example, something like that. And usually people are doing that and they're picking maybe the first note of a group or something. But anyway, you can play nice things around chord shapes, for example, like something like that. And I discovered that sometimes when I played legato, I was always resting my index finger on one note and only hammering on the other notes. And the thing is, I tended to build up a tension in the index finger. And as you may know, in legato rounds, sometimes you have to play pull-offs with or hammer-ons with your index finger too. And when I rested my my index finger on one note and played the hammer-ons with other fingers, then two things happened. First, the point or the times when usually I had to play a hammer-on with the index finger, I fucked up this hammer-on because I couldn't move the index finger away from the string and hammer on so fast because it was resting there. The other fingers, they're just hammering on and then they are away from the string, so there was no problem with the other fingers, but with the index finger I couldn't play properly the hammer-ons. That led to confusion because if you're playing something like that and always one note is a little bit late, then you will lose your mind totally. And that was the first thing. The other thing was I always tended to build up tension in the index finger a little bit, and then the other fingers, they're building up tension too, and I couldn't move them so fast. And what I discovered is or the key or the solution was that I was playing with each finger with the equal amount of power or tension in the muscle, if you want so, and not to use more power with the index finger. And there are a couple of exercises which I started to do, which helped me to develop that. And I can show you the principle. For example, if you're playing this famous Ingve sextals lick and you're resting your index finger here, you can do it at a certain speed, I think, but maybe you will find out that suddenly you're building tension in the index finger, as it is always pushing on the string. So if you play this exercise, but you hammer on also the index finger, Then suddenly you will recognize that your flute playing will improve very much, because then suddenly every finger is using the same amount of power, and every note is ringing at the same volume, and also you don't have that latency when playing notes with the index finger. And also when moving to another shape, for example, if you're playing it here and then moving to the next shape, the moves will be much faster, because you don't have to release the index finger first. And that was basically the key that helped me a lot to prevent my fingers from building up tension in the muscle, and then also it helped me a lot to play faster. And that helps you also a lot when you are playing with alternate pickings, because then you can do the same thing. You can play the same figure, but with the hammer-ons. And then also you will recognize that it's just more equal as the power and latency is concerned. Like when you're resting with one finger always on one note. Because then always when you're changing shapes and or you need to hammer on with your index finger, then you will have this latency, and that will then maybe your playing will be interrupted. So I definitely recommend to play these exercises where you are hammering on with every finger, also with the index finger, and you don't, or I don't rest one finger on the strings. And of course this was one example. There are lots of other examples. You can play basically each figure which Ingwe is playing on one string, like these things. But keep in mind that you're always just hammering on or removing the index finger from the string. So don't play it like that. It doesn't work, or it doesn't help. And when you're playing legato, then suddenly you don't have these mistakes which usually occur when you're playing or when you come to a note which you should play with the index finger in a legato run. Because usually these notes, you will fuck up these notes because the finger is not moving fast enough away from the string and then hammering on. So I recommend to practice legato runs anyway, because I think they're way often overlooked. People are just focusing on the right hand and they're fast picking and synchronization, but synchronization is also that you can play with your left hand very fast. So you need both hands to be fast, and you can only develop a certain speed when you're playing each note with the same amount of power. And that is also the case for alternate runs. So I hope you can understand this. If not, then I hope you at least try it out, and it helped me a lot to when I started to remove my index finger. Of course, they are very easy shapes you can apply to that, like these things. So slowly, it's just always playing with two fingers, and one is always the index finger. And hammer on with the index finger. And yeah, this will help to improve your fluid guitar playing, not flute playing. So I hope this makes sense for you, and yeah, please post your comments below, subscribe to the channel, otherwise see you soon, bye.